Hi. We're all currently stuck in the GTA 6 waiting room, coming up with theories and counting down the days until release. But what is there to play right now, when classic 3D clones like Saints Row or Sleeping Dogs have been played to death? Today, we're looking at the crime sandbox genre from a different angle. I've put together a list of 15 awesome, unique, and stylish games for you that prove you don't need photorealistic graphics to cause some absolute on-screen mayhem. Shakedown, Hawaii. Picture a GTA where you don't play as some low-level mafia errand boy, but as an aging, slightly unhinged CEO of a major corporation. His business empire is crumbling, and to save it from bankruptcy, this old-timer decides to relive his glory days and grabs a shotgun. It's an awesome 16-bit action game that hilariously mocks modern corporations, corporate greed, and consumer culture. The gameplay here isn't just built around classic carjacking and shootouts, but also aggressive business takeovers. Literally aggressive. To buy out a competitor's store on the cheap, you can first blow out their windows with an RPG, intimidate the owner, and sabotage their supply chains. Building your monopoly using racketeering and explosives is incredibly fun. American Fugitive. If you missed the classic top-down camera from the very first GTA games, but want modern visuals and great physics, this one will hit right in the feels. We play as a guy who was framed and locked up for his own father's murder. Naturally, we break out of prison, and now our goal is to find the real killers while hiding from the cops in a quiet 80s American town. The main feature that sets this game apart from other clones is the housebreaking mechanic. You can walk up to any building, peek through the window to check if anyone's home, smash the glass, loot the rooms, and manage to steal the pickup truck parked in the yard before the patrol cars show up. Retro City Rampage. Now this is a pure concentrate of 8-bit madness. The game was originally created as a GTA 3 remake for older consoles, but eventually grew into a standalone project that became one giant love letter to 80s and 90s pop culture. References to Back to the Future, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and retro games are literally everywhere you look. The pacing is just insanely fast. You'll be jacking pixelated cars, stomping on pedestrians' heads Mario style, firing completely absurd weapons, and outrunning the cops and tanks. If you need a game where you can just turn off your brain and cause total, colorful chaos on screen to an upbeat chiptune soundtrack, this is your pick. Glitchpunk. If you take classic GTA 2 with its gang warfare and drop it all into a gritty neon cyberpunk setting, you get Glitchpunk. We play as a glitching, loose-cannon android mercenary working for various syndicates in grim cities of the future. The game looks incredibly stylish, dark streets, bright neon, and a top-down perspective that instantly gives you a hit of nostalgia. Besides the standard shootouts and car theft, there are some pretty cool hacking mechanics. Right in the middle of a chase or a firefight, you can hack your enemies' minds, hijack vehicle controls, or disable security systems. The story isn't just there for show. It's full of violence, drugs, transhumanism, and tough choices that affect the ending. Maniac. We all know GTA has great stories, but the most fun part is hitting a 6-star wanted level and trying to survive as long as possible. The developers of Maniac thought, why do we even need a story when we can make a game consisting only of that? It's a fresh and absolutely crazy roguelike where your only goal is to cause maximum chaos on the map within a time limit. You start barehanded, steal a car, run over a few mailboxes and pedestrians, and boom, the patrol cars are already on your tail. From there, the madness only escalates. SWAT teams, helicopters, tanks, and eventually, they'll just drop a nuclear warhead on you. Between runs, you unlock new characters, from a drunk Santa to a killer clown, buy some guns, and go right back to tearing the city apart. It's pure adrenaline. Rustler. If neon cities and modern metropolises have worn you out, welcome to the Middle Ages. Rustler, or Grand Theft Horse, is a hilariously awesome parody of life in harsh historical times. You play as a typical bald thug named Guy, except instead of a tracksuit, he's wearing rags, and instead of jacking cars, he steals other people's horses. The humor here is totally unhinged. Want to listen to the radio on the road? Hire a bard to run behind you and beatbox on a lute, and if you don't like the song, you can always just punch him in the face. The cops here are mounted guards with red and blue flashing lights on their wagons, and repainting your horse at the nearest stable magically clears your wanted level. It's so dumb, but incredibly funny. Tokyo 42. This game stands out from the rest of the list with its incredible visual style. Picture a futuristic Tokyo done in minimalist isometric 3D, where every single frame looks like a desktop wallpaper. Our hero is framed for a murder he didn't commit, and to clear his name, he ends up becoming a professional hitman himself. The gameplay here requires surgical precision. It's not just a sandbox, it's a mix of GTA, stealth, and spatial puzzles. You can rotate the camera to find hidden paths, parkour across rooftops, change clothes for disguises, and get into brutal shootouts where a single bullet is lethal. It's a very stylish, challenging, and unique game. PAKO 2. Wrapping up this part of the list is a game that takes just one specific aspect of the criminal life and perfects it. Here, you don't need to plan heists or run around with a machine gun. You're a professional getaway driver. Your job is to arrive at the spot, pick up the robbers with their loot, and outrun the cops. It's an isometric arcade game with super satisfying controls and physics. You're drifting across open maps, smashing through fences, all while your crew is shooting back at the swarming cops right out the car windows. Between runs, you can buy new cars, upgrade your weapons, and unlock new locations. The gameplay is as simple as it gets, but it's so addictive you just can't put it down. Gene Shift Auto. While the previous games were mostly single-player, Gene Shift Auto is a pure multiplayer concentrate of chaos. Imagine classic top-down GTA 2 crossed with battle royale dynamics and spiced up with roguelike mechanics. You drop into a city, steal cars, speedrun criminal missions, and deliberately start shootouts with the cops to level up as fast as possible. And all this intense action is packed into ultra-fast 5-minute rounds where the pacing simply doesn't let you catch your breath. But the best part starts when you level up. Instead of just swapping guns, you unlock insane abilities. Invisibility, plasma orbs, bullet time, or the ability to rig your car with explosives. You build a unique loadout every single match. The main twist is that death here isn't the end. If you get killed, you turn into a zombie, and if you manage to catch and eat a careless player, you'll respawn and get right back into the fight. Zombie Driver. This is pure adrenaline set in a ruined metropolis. We've got a massive open city, a top-down view, and streets crawling with the undead. Instead of just stealing cars, you'll be turning them into literal tanks on wheels by slapping on armor, machine guns, flamethrowers, and rocket launchers. The ramming physics are so satisfying that plowing through zombie hordes in a tricked-out school bus or a bulldozer is an absolute blast. You drive around different neighborhoods, rescue survivors, clear out areas, and fight massive bosses. Art of Rally. Aside from classic races, this game features an amazing free roam mode. You get massive, incredibly beautiful open locations with an isometric camera where you can just drive wherever the road takes you. No cops, no gangs, just you, gorgeous scenery, and the roar of the engine. The game has very satisfying, semi-realistic driving physics. You can drift along mountain switchbacks, hit jumps in classic cars, and hunt for hidden secrets all over the map. If you love the pure essence of top-down driving and want a break from all the shooting while enjoying a cool visual style, you definitely need to try this one. The Ranchers. Probably the most unexpected guest on our list. At first glance, it's a farming sim in the vein of Stardew Valley, but in reality, it's a true sandbox with a massive open world, vehicles, and guns. You escape the suffocating metropolis for the countryside, and that's where complete freedom of action in an isometric perspective begins. Why is it on this list? Because the scale of what's happening is just surprising. You can buy scooters and pickup trucks, race them across a huge map, complete quests, go hunting with firearms, explore mines, and build your own empire. Deliver at all costs. If you miss the vibe of the good old classics where destruction and chaos are front and center, you can't pass this game up. It's 1950s America, you've got an isometric camera, and you play as an obviously unhinged courier who needs to deliver the cargo at all costs. Now, what that cargo actually is a whole different story. One minute it's a giant thrashing fish, the next it's highly unstable explosives. But the coolest part here is the physics and the total destruction of the environment. If you miss a turn and slam into a building, it realistically shatters into bricks while pedestrians scatter in panic. Constant crashes, explosions, police chases, and cinematic camera angles make every single drive feel like the finale of an action comedy. The Precinct. But what if we looked at all this criminal chaos from the other side of the law? In The Precinct, we put on the badge of a patrol cop in a 1980s noir city. It's a gorgeous isometric sandbox that looks like a modern big-budget blockbuster. You patrol the streets, hand out tickets, and when an armed robbery code comes over the radio, you hit the sirens and fly to the scene. The level of detail in the car chases is just top tier. You can call for backup, request helicopters, lay down spike strips, and pit maneuver criminals' cars thanks to the excellent physics. On top of the driving, there are alleyway shootouts, investigations, and a constant war against street gangs. It's the perfect alternative for anyone tired of playing the bad guy. GTA Chinatown Wars. We absolutely have to wrap up this video with a true legend. An official entry in the series from Rockstar that brought the franchise back to its isometric roots. Chinatown Wars originally came out on handhelds, but in terms of depth, it easily puts many full-sized games to shame. A massive Liberty City, tons of dark humor, and classic gang warfare. But the main reason the game is still loved today is its unique mechanics that weren't in any other GTA. Just look at the mini-games where you literally had to twist a screwdriver to hotwire a stolen car or assemble a sniper rifle from a briefcase. And the local economic system, where you hunted down cheap goods in one neighborhood and risked your life to sell them for a profit in another, was even more addictive than the main story. It's a golden classic that everyone has to play. So, there's our list. As you can see, a top-down view or an isometric camera isn't some relic of the past, but an amazing tool that allows developers to create completely unique games. And sometimes they deliver even more fun and adrenaline than the modern blockbusters we're used to. If you enjoyed this video and found something new for yourself, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps make the content even better. The Image Game channel was with you. Have a nice day.